I promise you I did not do nothing to him.
What?
I don't know. No, I could never do that.
Please explain. I would like to think that you're not some cold-blooded person. Severe injuries to his head.
Yeah, I don't know how. I promise you guys, I did not do anything to him.
On the night of October 18th, 2018, Heather Gardner and her sister Jessie were folding laundry at a laundromat in Wausau, Wisconsin, with Heather's 2-month-old son Benson beside them, when Jessie noticed something was wrong. Benson was unresponsive. Heather began CPR right there on the folding table, while paramedics rushed to the scene. It was already too late. Benson did not survive. Just hours earlier, Benson had been in the care of his babysitter, 31-year-old Marissa Teetsort, who told Heather when she picked him up that the baby was simply asleep. But within hours, an arrest warrant was issued, and Marissa was already gone, tracked down by cell phone data to a nearby hotel where she was staying with her husband, Adam. What detectives knew, and what Marissa didn't realize they knew, was that the autopsy told a story nothing close to "he was sleeping." Benson had suffered severe head trauma, multiple injuries, and internal damage that could not be explained by any accidental fall. And the timeline of Marissa's own actions that day, a trip to McDonald's with Benson strapped into his car seat, a bottle handed back to Heather, a claim that everything was normal, would soon collide directly with what the evidence was already telling investigators. At first, detectives couldn't fully rule out something like SIDS, given Benson's age. That possibility wouldn't survive contact with the medical findings. And when Marissa sat down across from investigators, still believing she could talk her way through this, she had no idea just how much they already knew, or how quickly her version of that afternoon was about to fall apart. In this video, we're going to break down the manipulation tactics Marissa uses to control the narrative, the psychological strategies detectives use to challenge her story, and the exact moments her carefully constructed explanation begins to fall apart. If you enjoy detailed breakdowns of real interrogations, subscribe to the channel and stay with us, because this interrogation is about to reveal just how quickly a story can collapse when the evidence catches up. Grab your seat, because this one is heavy.
So, before we get into anything specific, is there anything that you, having had time to think about what happened, and I know it was all kinds of whirlwind the other night, having time to think about it, did you remember anything, have anything to change about what?
Not really.
Everything that we talked about was accurate. I know we went over it at the hotel, and then we kind of went back to your house. So you're saying in that packing plate, the littler one, or the newer one?
The newer one, yeah.
Okay. And then check on the 3 hours later. Okay. Well, as we discussed, I did go down for an autopsy yesterday. And I can say, without a doubt, that what you're telling me is not true. And that's why we're here to talk to you. So, Heather deserves to know the truth about what happened. And I want you to tell me the truth. It's important for you, it's important for Heather, and it's important for your future, quite frankly. Because it's a serious matter. About as serious as it gets.
I didn't do nothing to him.
Did he fall?
No. Like I said, we went outside a little while after they got there. I put him in the thing, and we just sat outside and played. It was like an hour or less. We went back in, we put him on the couch, and put the receiving blanket in the playpen, and put him in the playpen.
He's got very severe injuries to his head.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I'd like to give you an opportunity to explain yourself.
I promise you I did not do nothing to him. Promise.
That's why I asked you if he fell.
No, he did not fall.
Investigators already understood that Benson's injuries were far too serious to be explained by an ordinary accident or simple fall. Rather than immediately accusing Marissa, however, detectives continued giving her chances to explain herself, watching closely for inconsistencies in her story and changes in her behavior. But Marissa remained committed to the same version of events, insisting that nothing unusual had happened, and that she had simply cared for Benson normally until his mother came to pick him up later that evening.
I didn't do anything to him.
Because something happened in that apartment, and you were the only adult there.
I know.
Based upon what you're telling me, it couldn't have been Adam. It couldn't have been. Or could it?
No, it wasn't me either. I didn't.
I mean, but Adam came back at some point, and you've seen, and we've seen Adam get upset. Really, it's a snap of a finger. And are you sure that he didn't do something to him?
I'm sure. No.
Not even for a second.
The thing is, Marissa, is that science doesn't lie.
I know.
There's absolutely no doubt. I would like to think that you're not some cold-blooded person.
I'm not.
And I want to believe that you do genuinely love it. I see it with you in person. I see it with the people that you're carrying. And I'm sure you had a bond with Benson because you've been watching him for quite a while.
I did not kill him. I would never kill. I could never kill anyone in my life.
Let's not even use that word.
I could never.
This is the first moment Marissa actually says the word kill herself. Until this point, she has carefully relied on vague statements like, "I didn't do anything," and "I don't know what happened." That kind of indirect language can be significant during an interrogation, especially when a suspect appears reluctant to directly name the act being discussed. Instead of clearly stating what she did or did not do, Marissa continues choosing words that give her room to distance herself from what happened. But the detectives are about to push her into a position where those carefully chosen words become much harder to hide behind.
It happened, and it may have been an accident. It may have been a fall. But something happened, and it was not that he went to sleep, Marissa. It was not. So let's get over that.
Right, I know. I did not do anything to him.
Then what happened?
I don't know.
Something terrible happened. And you were taking care of him. And it's important for Heather. It's important for you. And it's going to look better for you, quite frankly, if you explain it. And this is your one opportunity to do that.
I am. If I could never do anything like that to any kid.
That's why I don't want to think that it was intentional. I think it was an accident.
Marissa, you have maybe more than I can imagine. A lot going on. You have this other case that was out there, which is a felony offense, and is pretty serious. And you have other that have been taken away. And you're on the road to recovering from some addiction, and sometimes the weights of life can become too much to bear, and you see yourself acting without even thinking, just reacting in ways that are outside of your character. And I wonder if something like that happened on Thursday, where, extra fussy because he's got some sores and just not receiving the feeding well and nothing like that.
No, I could never. I love kids way too much. I could never. No.
I hear you say that, and I want to believe you, like I said, but there has to be an explanation, and it's not what you told us so far. Was it an accident, Marissa?
I don't know what happened. Like I said,
Did he fall? I asked you.
not when I was around. He didn't fall.
Well, you were the only one there, right?
I know. Yes.
want to believe that it was an accident and you're not a monster.
You're not a monster.
Please explain. Well, then it must have been an accident. Please help me bring some closure for Heather. Please. She deserves that.
I don't know what could have happened.
That's not true, Marissa. That is not true. You and I both know that.
Like I said, I just fed them, burped them, changed them, put them in the thing.
And why did he hit his head?
He didn't hit his head.
He hit his head.
I don't know how he would have hit his head.
Who could have hit him in the head?
I don't know.
Could he have fallen? I'm asking you.
No, I was around.
I mean, he didn't just fall without anybody around and nobody noticing and then put himself back in the packing place. You have this one opportunity to explain yourself. Because it looks pretty bad for you right now. If you don't, and if you continue to sit here and lie, it looks terrible.
Marissa, he couldn't have sustained the injuries before he was dropped off. He couldn't have sustained the injuries after you let him go. He knew he was dead before having convicted him. And the type of injuries that we see were either almost or they were instantaneous.
Meaning he died the second day.
Right?
The second he was hurt, he died. And that if there's any blessing in this, it's that he didn't suffer. But we need to hear from you. Please don't let Heather think that he died in his sleep. That's not the truth. And we're going to be telling Heather the truth.
Yeah.
And I want your truth. The truth. Even if it's hard for you to admit to yourself, I need you to tell me. Please.
Pay attention to what the female detective does here. She gradually moves closer to Marissa, narrowing the space between them without becoming confrontational or raising her voice. That subtle change makes the conversation feel much more personal, adding psychological pressure while keeping her approach calm. Marissa is already struggling to keep her story consistent, and that increased pressure begins to wear down her defenses. Slowly, she starts giving investigators more information and revealing parts of her story she had previously avoided.
Oh, I did just put him on the couch. So? I never...
Stop saying that because I know you didn't do it on purpose. But it happened, Marissa. Please.
I don't know, maybe on the couch? Maybe in the playpen? I don't know. I don't know, maybe on the couch or the playpen.
Is there like a hard part of the couch? Like the arm?
The arm. Or like the arm part. I don't know.
So as you were setting him down, was it too hard and
Maybe.
knocked his head a little bit?
I don't know, because I could never...
Show me how you're going to do it.
I don't know, I just put him on the couch.
No, I think it had an addition.
Yeah.
I need you to, if you're going to tell me your truth, I need it to be 100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you talk. Tell me the
Oh, maybe the couch arm or maybe the playpen, I don't know.
How did you put it on the phone?
Just like that. I didn't throw my own milk. I can never do that.
That's an interesting statement. Do you throw?
No, I could never.
was that gently placing him on the couch. Did you drop him?
No. No, I did not drop him.
The things that I saw yesterday were the most terrible thing. Was the most terrible thing that I've ever seen in my whole life. So you did not place him on a couch. And don't insult me by looking at me and telling me that. I need to know the truth.
Yeah.
For Heather. And this is making you look terrible right now. Just, please.
I don't know what could have happened, okay? I did not do anything to his head.
Interestingly, Marissa begins crying right when the interrogation reaches a much more uncomfortable point. But the tears aren't necessarily the most revealing part of this moment. Just a few minutes earlier, she had suddenly insisted that she never threw Benson, even though the detectives had not yet accused her of doing that. Normally, a person would respond to the accusations actually being made against them. Marissa, however, appears to be denying an action before investigators have even mentioned it. That unexpected detail makes her response stand out, and raises another question about what she already knows happened. If you enjoy watching interrogation stories unfold as suspects struggle to maintain their versions of events, subscribe for more cases like this.
The three of us were talking at the hotel in the hallway. I saw some remorse. I saw some regret. But as you continue to talk and talk and talk, I'm seeing less compassion. I'm seeing a hard heart.
You're seeing a Marissa that only cared about herself.
And that's not going to look good for you.
No, I'm not lying. Promise you guys, I did not do anything to his head.
What did you do?
Nothing. I did not do anything.
Would you like me to get some pictures and show you what that looked like? What I saw yesterday? What happened to that little boy?
I don't know.
Who probably looked at you in the last moment of his life? It's disgusting, isn't it? That's why I don't want to believe that you're the cold-hearted person that you are being right now.
I'm not.
Then please.
Damn, don't freak out.
No, we can't turn back the clock and make everything right. But there's still the right thing to do. I mean, you can decide right now to do the right thing. And that's the answer to the question. What happened? And it's not what you've told us. I mean, some of it might be true, but not the whole thing. Because we know, based upon the evidence, that certain things happen that you're not telling us. So, yeah, we can't turn back the clock. We can't. But you can at least do the right thing today. And that will tell me what kind of person you are, Marissa. What kind of person are you? What kind of person do you want to be known for? A person that maybe makes a bad decision, but then understands that I made a bad decision and admits their mistake, or you just want to know?
I didn't make a bad decision. I didn't do anything, so.
So it wasn't a bad decision to beat a child to that.
I didn't beat him.
Well, That's where my imagination takes me when I look at the evidence.
I didn't.
So unless you tell me otherwise,
I didn't.
I'm led to believe that maybe you threw the around a little bit.
No, could never.
Detectives are doing something very intentional here by talking about remorse and keeping their tone calm. If investigators come across as too judgmental too early, suspects tend to shut down. So, even when they clearly don't believe her, they keep the conversation feeling safe enough for Marissa to continue talking.
Your stomach right now. What kind of person was my mom?
A mom who's able to admit a mistake, or a mom who murders a child.
No, I'm saying not murder. So
Then help me understand myself.
I am.
No, you're not. You're protecting yourself.
No, I'm not.
You're worried about you right now.
No, I'm not. I love kids.
Tell us the truth. If you love kids, prove it.
I do.
I'm pretty much done talking. Marissa, we've said a lot.
Don't let us leave this room without closure. Please, I am begging you.
We're not going to come back here again and again and again, Marissa.
This is your last chance, honestly. We're gonna. I need your help. Please help. Please.
I wanted to freak out and I love them so much.
Please. Give me your hand. Think of how terrible that would be.
You know,
And not knowing what his last second was like. Please help me bring that to Heather. You're not. Please. As a mother, she deserves to know what happened to her. And this is your last chance to tell me the truth. Otherwise, I am left to walk out here and tell Heather. But apparently Marissa is a monster. She can't even explain what she did. Even if it was an accident, please. You have to help me tell Heather.
Marissa's latest explanation still doesn't add up, with too many gaps for investigators to simply accept her version of events. What she doesn't seem to understand is that detectives already have strong reasons to believe she was responsible. Yet, instead of acknowledging what happened, Marissa remains focused on maintaining the appearance that everything was completely normal. And the most disturbing part is that this pattern of behavior may not have started with Benson. What you're seeing here is Marissa stopping at a McDonald's around 7 p.m., with Benson still secured in his car seat beside her. On the surface, the scene appears completely ordinary, almost as if nothing unusual has happened. But once investigators compare this moment with Marissa's account of what happened earlier that day, this seemingly routine trip takes on a much darker meaning. Her own timeline is about to make this one of the most disturbing details in the entire investigation.
Oh, maybe I put him down too hard, but I didn't kill him or anything.
You didn't mean to. I don't think you meant to.
No, could never.
Where did you put him down too hard and how? Show me.
I don't know, like that.
Where?
Give me the playpen.
Which playpen?
Your guys, the one you guys have. That's the only thing I could think of.
How many times? Once? Twice? 3 times?
Once. It's the only thing I could think of. I could never.
That's not true.
I could never. But I don't know, I promise.
You keep saying I could never, but you know what? You did. You did.
I did not.
That child had multiple injuries to his head. Not one time, and it's not from a playpen.
I don't know where he could have got it from. I did not do it. On everything. I'm telling you the truth.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm telling you the truth.
Absolutely not.
I am.
Absolutely not. And if you're not, as a mother, you're just cold-hearted.
Oh.
Yeah, evil. Evil is the word that I would say. If you're going to allow us to walk out of here without knowing what really happened.
I'm not. I
Look
could
to you
never.
to take care of him.
Yeah.
How disgusting is that? And you can't even sit here and tell me the truth about what you've done.
I am. I didn't beat him or
You're
anything.
ashamed of yourself, of course. But you know how you can make that right? Is by explaining it. Saying, I had a lapse in judgment. I lost my shit for a little bit, for a moment in time, and I made a mistake. That I can understand. But what I can't understand is you sitting here and lying to me. Repeatedly.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You absolutely are. The injuries that I saw were not from you facing in a pattern. Absolutely. Unless it was harder than that. Could it have been harder than that? And could it have happened more than one time?
Yeah, no.
Because
Just
it's
once.
more than one time.
Just once.
But was it harder than that?
I don't know. I didn't think so.
And when you did that, did he stop breathing?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
That's pretty significant, Marissa.
I
I don't remember if the child died right in front of me.
I don't think he did.
I mean, if you laid it down too hard and you're like, what did I just do? You're not going to just leave the child. Unless you are that cold-hearted
No.
that you're like, well, I really don't care at this point what happens to the kid. If he dies, he dies.
I love them. That's why I watched them all the time.
Then show it.
You know?
We're about to walk out of this room and your future is about to change forever. And only you can change that. By showing that you're sorry.
I am sorry.
For what?
Replacing of the heart in the playpen.
I don't understand how hard you placed him at this point.
I didn't think it was so hard, but obviously, I only did it once.
I know it was more than once.
It was only once.
But I do believe maybe you didn't intend to do it as hard as you did. So show me how you did it.
I don't know.
And
I just placed him in there.
don't hold back. Were you mad?
No.
Were you annoyed? He's crying.
No, I just placed him in there.
Did you trip and fall? And he,
I know what you're saying. No. I didn't trip and fall.
What in the playpen when you put him down? Did you put him down flat on his back? On his butt?
Flat on his back.
Did his head hit?
Yeah.
Hard? Did he close his eyes? Did he stop crying? What did he do?
Oh, he was fine. He just was crying. That was it.
And then what?
He was alive when I was in there.
how do you know?
Huh?
How do you know he was alive after his head hit too hard?
And he was crying.
How long did he cry for?
Marissa's account is still filled with contradictions and unanswered questions. What she doesn't appear to realize is that detectives are no longer simply trying to determine whether she was involved. They already have strong evidence pointing toward her. Now, investigators are focused on reconstructing exactly what happened inside that home and understanding why it happened. The medical evidence and established timeline continue to undermine her changing explanations, and every time Marissa adjusts her story to explain away another detail, she only creates more problems for herself. Her next explanation is about to raise even more questions.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'd be able to say, it was a couple minutes, it was 10, 15 minutes, it was 30 minutes. How long was he crying for?
Like 5 minutes, maybe?
Did you go back and check on him after leaving the room?
No.
And on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say put him on his stomach?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
After?
You said you didn't go back inside. You just let him be.
Well, after I did that to him, then I put him on his belly. I didn't think it was
Did
that
you
hard.
slam him on his belly?
No.
There's more than one injury.
Yeah, I don't know how he got those other injuries. Probably steel.
Here comes the self-preserving Marissa again. I'm not a preparing person.
Oh, I promise you.
No, I promise you. And science doesn't lie. Science doesn't have any reason to lie. You have every reason to lie.
I'm not, though.
Yes, you are. I believe you that maybe you put him hard down in the playpen, but you did it more than once.
Marissa, help me understand why. Why did you put him hard that one time on his back so that his head hit? Why did you do that?
I just placed him in there.
Why did you do it hard? You were crying.
Not really.
Well, you just
He's crabby, but
sure.
I'm used to it.
And we're parents. We can understand.
Trust me. Yeah.
Crying, it's a lot to handle, especially
And with
when
everything
you're
else
free.
going on, yeah.
So you're not telling us anything we don't know and that we haven't experienced for ourselves. Frustration is there when you're taking care of it. So if you told me something like that, I would completely understand.
Yeah.
But you're just claiming to not know anything. And
I'm telling you, he's a crabby baby, but I love him and I've said him forever. And
sure, nobody's saying you don't love him.
yeah, I get frustrated, but I ain't gonna be monster or whatever.
I think it was a second. I think you lost it for a second.
Just a second.
Did you lose it?
I don't remember. I don't know.
You would know. You know.
Because you know that he was sat in that back and played too hard. And you said it wasn't accident, you didn't trip, that yes, you just set him down too hard. And there has to be a reason for that. You just don't set a kid too hard in the back of the brain.
Right.
So I believe it was just a split second. I'm a little frustrated and
Yeah, it's frustrating.
okay. But you're saying it was only once that
Mm-hmm.
did his head snap back?
Could have.
We've seen it.
I mean, did his butt hit, then his back hit, then his head hit?
I don't think so, unless it kind of hit twice. I don't know.
That would be something that sticks in your memory. You have a pretty startled look on his face. You stop crying for a second.
Meaning, was he crying when you set him down the back?
Yeah, for a minute.
So he was crying. He was crying. You set him too hard in the pack and play. Did he startle and stop crying for just a second, or a minute or two, or did he just continue to cry?
For minutes.
For minutes, what?
He's crying.
After you laid him in the pack and play.
Mm-hmm.
So help me understand the other injuries too. I want you to explain them to me.
I don't know how he would have got the other injuries unless he had them.
No.
But I only think his head hit twice. I did not do anything.
Twice, like
It came back. His head came back. I don't know.
all with one, or you slammed him down twice.
No, I didn't send him down twice.
Slammed him down once, and his head hit, came up, and
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
What's interesting is that less than 10 minutes ago, Marissa insisted she had only placed Benson into the pack and play once. Now, suddenly, that number has turned into 2. And maybe parts of this new version are finally closer to the truth. But what detectives still don't know yet is just how disturbing the full story is about to become over the next several minutes.
How are you holding on to him?
What do you mean?
Were you holding on to his midsection and putting him down? How did you?
I just put him in there in the midsection.
On his back or on his butt?
I held him and put him in there.
Did you let him go? Like, was it like this, and then you just let him go and so he kind of fell as well, or did you have hold of him and he went like this, or was it
Yeah, I think so.
It was like this.
Yeah.
And then he. Okay. Then you take him. This is the packet plate, and you just throw him in the packet plate. How much distance between the packet? Was it like a foot or two drop?
I don't know, my foot or whatever.
Well, if this is the back and plate, it's the top of the back and plate, and you're standing right here, was it from up here?
Yeah, like yeah.
But the packing plate that you showed us is one of those that has like an insert where it's up a little bit. Are you sure it was that packing plate, or was it the one in the spare room?
No, it's that one. Because it has the mat on the thing.
So you were above the packing plate and dropped them. With force? Could it have been a throw?
I don't think so.
You're frustrated.
Right.
I get it. The throw. You tell me, okay?
Yeah.
I need you to prove that you're being honest to me. What I want you to do is tell me exactly what you did, and if it matches up with the injuries that I saw, then I know that we've got a caring person here who is sorry for what she did.
I am. I'm frustrated. I'm sorry.
And in that frustration, you walk the living room, walking down the hall, go in, is it your bedroom? And the pack and play is right there next to the bed. And were you standing right next to the pack and play? Were you standing by the door and just threw him in
I was
there?
standing next to the pack and play.
Like, were your thighs touching the pack and play like this, or was the pack and play like that far away? And you just.
Oh, no, not like that.
So,
Yeah.
can you show me?
It's like this. But just throw him in.
Just throw him in. Was it with all your force, all your strength? You just threw him in there?
I don't know. I think so.
You think so? So you, with all your force, just like that, as hard as you could.
Not really as hard, but.
But hard enough.
Did you cry? Is that what you're saying? Or did you stop crying?
He just cried for a couple minutes,
And then what else happened?
and that was it.
You saw multiple injuries, Marissa.
Yeah, I promise you, I do not know where he got the injuries. Promise.
Did you grab him by a hand, by a foot?
No.
That's why I asked you, Marissa, how were you holding him when you threw him into the pack and play, because he has some other injuries.
Right.
Marissa, he has some broken bones.
He does.
I don't think you meant to do it that hard.
Did he tumble a little bit when you threw him in the pack and plate? Like, did he roll? Because I could see if you're walking down the hallway, you come in the room, you're a little upset and frustrated, you throw him like that. I could see that he might tumble a little bit in the pack and play and maybe get lodged up against something. I wasn't there, Marissa, so help me understand in my mind what happened when you threw him. What happened?
I was just frustrated and threw him in the pack and play.
And what did you see happen when he landed in the pack and play? And what happened to his body? Did he just stay in one position, or did he roll, or?
I think he hit the side, but that's about it.
What part of him hit the side?
The head.
And was it the corner where it's hard, or was it?
Yeah, it was the corner.
Which corner?
I don't know. One of the corners.
So was he kind of then just curled up in the corner?
I don't think so. I think maybe his head was down.
Marissa continues to rely on vague memories and incomplete answers rather than clearly describing what happened. The detectives are becoming increasingly frustrated because she rarely volunteers important details herself. Instead, she gradually accepts pieces of the story only after investigators introduce them into the conversation. That makes her account increasingly difficult to accept as a simple accident, especially when the key details seem to come from the detectives before she agrees with them.
He tumbles into the corner of the packet plate. Is he face down at that point, or is he face up, or is he to the side?
He's face down.
Okay, so you throw him down on his back. He tumbles a little bit into the corner of the packet plate, and his face is down.
Mm-hmm.
Then do you pick him up again and throw him down, or what do you do?
No.
What did you do?
I just picked him up and put him in the middle.
Face up or face down?
Face down.
Face down.
Did you slam him again? Put him down again. He's still crying, right?
No.
He's up.
Yeah.
At what point did he stop?
And a couple minutes after I'm in there.
Oh, but, okay. You throw him in there. He tumbles into the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You had said that he cried for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Now you're saying, no? Well, did
No.
you just
No.
you stand there for a couple minutes?
Did he stare at him or?
And just,
Well, maybe not a couple minutes. Maybe a minute or less.
Did you stay in the room with him or go out before you put him back on his stomach
I stayed in the room.
and just looked at him while he was crying?
Yeah.
maybe you were in shock. Like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
This couple
I
minutes thing is confusing me here,
Oh,
because
I was in shock of what had just happened to him, what I did to him. I was frustrated.
you were frustrated, and what shocked you was the fact that you threw him into the pack and play very hard. Maybe not with all of your strength, but you were really frustrated. And he tumbles into the corner, maybe hits his head on the corner, and then you stand there and he cries for a little bit.
No, I just cried for a couple seconds. And
Couple seconds.
Get him in the middle.
And then you take him from the corner, he's no longer crying, and you just set him face down.
Why'd you move him if he wasn't crying?
I'm scared.
Maybe dead at that point.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because he wasn't doing anything. Yeah, it was.
Did you try to do something to bring him back to life?
Try blowing in his mouth because that's all I know what to do.
Try
I don't know
blowing in his
anything
mouth.
yeah.
Because I could see you trying to undo what has just happened, right?
Yeah, I tried.
And that tells me a little bit about who you are, Marissa. That, yeah, I made a mistake here, but I don't want this to die.
Right. If I would have known how to do CPR, I would have done it. But just blew in his mouth. I don't know how to do CPR.
You just blew in his mouth. How long did you try to bring him back?
I kept blowing in it for
Okay.
a couple minutes.
While you were in the pack and play, or was it somewhere?
I put him on the bed.
Sweet. Thank you.
You know, I was frustrated. Scared.
I understand. And your names. And you tried to make it right.
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah.
So you have him on the back and you're seeing that it's not working. What?
I was scared to call 911 because Adam wasn't there and I had the other kids.
I understand.
Yeah, so I was scared. So I just got up there.
And then what did you do after that? You tried to roll in his mouth for how long?
Couple of minutes.
In an earlier conversation with detectives, Marissa specifically said that she didn't know how to provide any kind of medical help. But here, she suddenly claimed she tried giving Benson CPR. Looks like someone is desperately trying to get an upgrade from the person who did nothing to the person who at least tried. And as disturbing as even this partial confession was, what makes it even more chilling is that all of this happened at around 4:30 p.m. Yet Marissa continued pretending Benson was alive when Adam came home during the McDonald's trip we discussed earlier. And later, when Heather arrived to pick him up.
The sheets on your bed,
Because I wash them once in a while, and I did it this morning. I did it before they got there.
before they
Yeah.
So when you were doing mouth to mouth with Benson, he was just on the mattress without any cover.
Yep, I did the blanket sheets at like 10 that morning.
Did Benson bleed at all from the nose or the mouth, or when you were doing mouth to mouth, did he throw up or spit up at all? No.
Did you clean anything out?
No, he didn't do anything. No.
And the bottle that you gave back with Heather, was that the one that was made at your house?
I made that, yeah.
And that's the one that you ate out of, or that
No,
was a new one?
that was a new one.
Why did you make a new bottle?
I don't know.
When did you do that?
I made it that day. I don't remember when. I think I made it before we went to McDonald's.
He ate all of the one before that.
Yeah. So it wasn't 4.
No,
No, it was the one she sent there.
it was pre-made.
She already, yeah.
And he ate all of them. And I can tell when you're describing this it was scary. And what did you want me to say that?
I was scared, frustrated. I'm sorry. That was kids. Oh my God. I love her kids. So I always babysat them. I liked her. Tell her I'm sorry. Oh, I love you too.
Thank you for letting me have that conversation. Thank you, Chance. So you're still going to be recording something? I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I don't. You're going to get a high cash back based on your ongoing investigation. So, you've got some family members.
I know. I'm not making a time. You gotta have court for this payment right in November 1st. I know. I'm sorry, I was scared and frustrated.
But
She gets frustrated too with yeah, she even said that.
Yep.
Who knows how our kids are.
Every parent gets frustrated.
Taking care of children was Marissa's responsibility, but she later tried to explain her actions through frustration and the pressures of caring for a difficult infant. Pointing out that Heather had also experienced frustration with her own children, however, did little to change the reality of what happened. In November 2021, Marissa Teetsort reached a plea agreement and pleaded no contest to first-degree reckless homicide after prosecutors reduced the original intentional homicide charge. She also entered a no-contest plea in a separate case involving injuries to another infant who had been in her care. In court, Marissa expressed remorse and described October 18, 2018, as the worst day of her life. But the judge emphasized that the date represented something far more devastating for Benson. It was the final day of his life. Her defense also referenced the abuse and trauma she had experienced growing up, but the judge made clear that her past did not excuse what she had done. Marissa was ultimately sentenced to 40 years in prison, along with an additional 3 years for the separate case, followed by 20 years of extended supervision. After everything investigators uncovered and everything revealed during the interrogation, do you believe that sentence was enough? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to see more interrogation breakdowns like this, subscribe and check out the next case on screen.